Hello and welcome back to another video. I am so excited for this video. This is my March and April wrap-up. So excited. So if you're new to this channel, I do wrap-ups every 2 months instead of every month. I've just decided to do it that way this year, and I have my reading journal here that I'll be reading you some of my stats from. I have the videos that these books were read in, so you know what videos you can go to watch my reading process of them. But yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. So first video and first books I read of the month of March. Actually, let me give you my stats in March first. So I read 10 books in March, 1 audiobook, which I also read that book physically, 8 books, and 2 ebooks. I read a total of 3,524 pages. My favorite book of the month was Flameheart, which I'll talk about later on in this video. I read 4 historical fiction, 1 dystopian, 2 mysteries, and 3 fantasies. Yeah, so let's get right on into it. Alright, so the first book I read this month, and it was in the video, these first 2 books were in the video of Colorful Beads, Pick What I Read. This came out March 14th. And I read A Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This is a YA mystery thriller, and I gave it 5 stars. Really loved it, really enjoyed it. I love the twist, I love the turns. Pip is our female main character, and basically she chooses for her summer assignment she has to do for school is to try and solve a murder that happened because she does not believe the person who was accused of it was guilty. So she's trying to prove him not guilty, you know, his innocence. She's trying to prove his innocence. And it's such a good book. I was shocked by the ending. So good. 10 out of 10 recommend. Now, on to the second book I read in this video, which was a reread, is The Scorched Rose by James Dashner. This is the second book in the Maze Runner trilogy, and I gave this 4 stars. I love this book. It's one of my favorite dystopians, this whole trilogy, and I love James Dashner's writing. I think he writes a very compelling male main character with Thomas, and I love the found family aspect of this series, and I love just the plot in general. It's really unique. It's really interesting. And yeah, I do 10 out of 10 recommend this for really anyone who wants to get into dystopian. If you like the Hunger Games, I'd say try this. I preferably like Thomas more than I like Katniss. He's a lot less annoying at times than Katniss is. But you know, that's personal opinion. But yeah. Next is the video that I did reading only red books. So I read only red books with red covers for a couple days. I actually don't even know if it lasted a week. I posted that on March 21st. I read 3 books in this video, 1 physical book, the 2 ebooks I was talking about earlier. And the first book I read in this video was Before the King by Heather Kaufman. This book got 5 stars. It is a historical fiction based on true events, Christian fiction about the story of Joanna, the woman in the Bible, specifically in the New Testament. She was alive around the time of Jesus. She got to meet him, and yeah, it was just such a beautiful story of how to deal with your faith, especially in a world where Jesus wasn't really seen by a lot of the religious people as a good person, even though he was. I digress on that, but it's such a beautiful book, and I 10 out of 10 recommend it. I loved getting to read this version of Joanna, as I have read the Bible, and I do know bits and pieces of her story, but it was really interesting to read this. Obviously, creative liberties were taken, seeing as is a fiction, but it was so beautiful, so great. 10 out of 10 recommend. Next, I read Flameheart, which was my favorite book of the entire month. I gave this book 4.75 stars. I do not remember the authors, but it is a husband-wife duo. I do remember that. And this book, basically, it is the reader's dream. I don't want to spoil any of the plot, but the gist of it is our female main character, she is a writer, and so is her grandfather. So our female main character came up with this world, and her grandfather decided to write it for her, like publish it for her under his name, even though she created the world, and he gives her credit and stuff and whatever. It's not like there was no issue. They had a great relationship. He passes, and our female main character has to deal with that grief. By the way, this is just the blurb of the book. I'm not spoiling anything, I promise. And one night, as she falls asleep and starts dreaming about this world that she created, she wakes up, and the male main character of her book and her best friend in this world, when she dreams of it, appears in her bedroom. Like, he comes to life. So as a reader, that was like the coolest plot ever. So cool. I was mind blown. That was awesome. So yeah, that was Flameheart. And then next I read my second and last ebook of the month, and that was Bad Blood by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the final book in the Naturals series that she wrote, the series she wrote before the Inheritance Games and before all the other stuff that she's written. Well, not all the other stuff, but before that. And I gave this 4 stars. It was a great ending and a great wrap up to the series. A lot of family drama that happened with these characters in this book. I really enjoyed it, and it was such a intriguing ending to this. It was really good. Really enjoyed it. I don't really want to spoil anything because it is the last book in a series, but it was really, really good. Okay, next is my third series challenge. So if you're, again, new to this channel, I do a series challenge where basically I spin the wheel, and whatever series it lands on, I read that entire series from start to finish, allowing myself one break in between book if I need in between books in case I need a break, if it's like a long series. This video actually came out on April 4th, but the books I read in March, so that's why they're in this section. I read the Whispers on the Moors trilogy by Sarah E. Ladd. And yeah, let's get into it. So the first book is Heiress of Winterwood. I gave this 3 stars. These are all historical Christian fiction, Regency romances. And this one I liked as a good start, a good introduction to this world and to these characters. I will say the female main character I found a little naive at times and a little innocent when it came to certain other characters in the book and to certain life circumstances that if she had been older or had more life experience, but again, back in Regency times, women weren't really, exposed to the world very often, but it was a really good book, 3 stars, enjoyed it a lot. And then we go into book 2, which is The Headmistress of Rosmere. This was my favorite book in this trilogy. I gave it 3.75 stars. I loved, this follows the brother of the male love interest in this book, and a new female main character. And I love her. I love their dynamic. I love the amount of yearning that is in this book. It was so cute, so sweet, and so beautiful. Loved it. And then you have the third and final book, which is A Lady at Willowgrove Hall. I gave this 3 stars. This is 2 kind of brand new characters. There's references to the female main character having been friends with or around the female main character of this one, but to be completely honest, they are all pretty much brand new characters. I did like the romance of this. It was cute. It was kind of funny at times. It was very interesting. But I love the yearning that these men have for their women. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's so, so, so great. Now, I did a book days vlog on April 11th, where you saw me reading Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. This book doesn't actually have a dedicated video. This is the only video that this book was viewed in. I just read it. I just wanted to read it. I gave this 2.75 stars. And that's a low rate. I don't give books that low of a rating. I just didn't like the ending of this. It's the 3rd book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy, and I just was kind of like, this ending kind of, what? I really didn't like the ending all that much, so that's obviously personal preference with that. And since, I just I do have other books. Actually, I have one other book that I'm going to grab now because I did read it in March that also doesn't have a video, and that is Fearful by Lauren Roberts. This is the novella at the end of the whole trilogy. This one is the one that follows Kit during the book Fearless, and I gave this 4 stars. It wasn't bad. I actually really liked the personification of death. I thought it was very interesting. This obviously doesn't have a video as well. I am planning on doing a video at the end of the year talking about all the books that I've read this year that weren't put in videos or don't have videos of me reading them. And yeah, this one was really good. I don't really want to talk a whole lot about it because I don't want to spoil the series for anyone, especially because this, and same thing goes for the Ruin and Rising. I just don't want to spoil anything. But these were both good reads. Both this one was alright. I do love Leigh Bardugo, and I definitely want to read Six of Crows because a lot of people say that's better than Shadow and Bones, so I'm excited to get into that. And this was a great little short read. I don't really have a whole lot else to say about it. Alright, now we're going into the month of April, and I read 5 books this month, and I didn't read any of the books I was hoping to read this month, which was really funny. I read 1,696 pages. All 5 of them I read physically, 1 dystopian and 4 fantasy, and my favorite book from this month was Red Queen. So yeah, we're just gonna dive right into it. So I did a library video. This came out April 18th, so that's what quite a few of these books are gonna be in. Only one of these doesn't have a video, and one of these is gonna be a video coming out this month, the month of May. So the first book I read in that library video was Legend by Marie Lu. Actually, it wasn't called the library video. It's the Reading Popular 2010s Books video, which I got from the library. I actually ended up buying this one because I really liked it. And I found the second one thrifting, so I was like, I gotta get the first one. Thrift books, y'all, it's great. This I gave a 3.75 stars. It is a YA dystopian that, like I said, was very popular in the 2010s. It's dual POV. It follows characters Day and June as they're trying to figure out their messed up government and trying to, you know, work on that. So it's really good. I really enjoyed it. It was such a great read. Yeah, and then the other 2 I don't own physically, so they will be photos up here. I read Stalking Jack the Ripper. Do not remember who it's by. It'll probably be on the book, and I gave it 4.75 stars. This was a dark historical fiction. It was intriguing. It was interesting. I liked the romance. The twist at the end I wasn't expecting. It was pretty good. And by pretty good, I mean I enjoyed it. It's a series that I do not think I will ever continue, because I just didn't really feel like continuing it. So, that's really, as much as I give it such a high rating, purely because of reading enjoyability, I enjoyed it a lot while I was reading it, but I haven't really thought a whole lot about it since. So I don't know if that, rating needs to be reevaluated later, but that's the rating I gave it, and I kind of stand by it. It's a great book in and of itself. I just haven't thought about it since, which is a funny thing to be giving almost a 5-star read to. But I mainly did that on how incredible the book actually is. Anyways, next is Red Queen, and I gave this book 5 stars. It's by Victoria Avard, if I'm pronouncing that correct. Avard? Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it was so good. I was hooked. I was addicted from the first page. I loved every second of it. It was amazing. Oh, loved it. Beautiful book, well written, and I can say, like I said in the video, there are definitely some Powerless similarities, which is sad. As someone who read Powerless first and really enjoyed Powerless, that kind of like hurts me a little bit, but it is what it is. But I really did enjoy Powerless. I've loved Mare as a main character, probably more than I liked Payton as a main character, to be completely honest. It was beautiful. It was incredibly well written. And I cannot wait to continue the series. I actually have the second book, and that will be in a future video that will most likely come out after this one, possibly. And then I read, so this is a book that didn't have a video, and that is The Heart of a Thief by Kathleen Bird, the second book in the Isles of Mydra series. She's an indie author, actually a local indie author in my region. And I read her first book a while ago, and I liked it. It was a Pinocchio retelling. This is an Aladdin retelling. I will say I liked this one better, and it was a lot. These are short books. It's only 240 pages. It was pretty good. I gave it 3 stars. I haven't really thought about it since, but it was good in the moment. So that's really all I kind of got to say about that one. And then we're moving on to a book that's in a video, but it hasn't been posted yet, is I read A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. I gave this book, I don't really want to tell you what I gave this book because that kind of spoils the video. So stay tuned to find out when you watch that video what I gave this book. But I liked it. It felt very Divine Rivals relationship with a Cruel Prince backdrop. Is all I really want to say about this, because again, I do have a video coming out about it, not specifically about this, but following this, so, yeah. Those are all 15 books that I read in the months of March and April. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!